I mean, I want to be ready for week one. The doctor said that I could be, but I can't predict what's going to happen throughout the process. But that's my goal, and so I'll try to prepare myself to be ready to play in that week one and have no restrictions.
I am reminded after seeing that clip of Patrick Mahomes how much I hate the hat with the upside-down lettering. It gives me a headache, which is why the crew sent me one for my birthday. Thank you very much. But at least when you're wearing it, you're not the one that has to look at the upside-down letters that give you a headache. Everybody else gets to do it. In fact, I'm going to the store later, and I'm going to wear mine, and I'm going to say, deal with the upside-down letters.
What does your hat say, though? The crew gave you one, but what does it say?
Minnesota.
Oh, Minnesota.
Minnesota.
Okay. Of course. Yeah. And then they'll ask you. No. They won't ask you why you're wearing a Minnesota. Why are you wearing a hat with upside down letters? It's like, why are you wearing a Minnesota hat? Come on. Why are you
once they hang from the ceiling to see what it says? Yes, because it creates physical pain in your brain to try to flip the letters and see what it says. Okay, Patrick Mahomes dealing with a lot of physical pain, discomfort. Michael Parsons was talking recently about how painful and demanding and exhausting ACL rehab is, and it is. You've got a new ligament that is holding your entire knee together, and you have got to train that thing to connect and work and just get you to the point where you can act like nothing ever happened, and good luck with that. So Mahomes wants to be ready for week one, and the later in the year that you suffer the ACL tear, the harder it is to be ready. And Adrian Peterson continues to be the unicorn when it comes to Christmas Eve 2011 tearing the ACL, and he was good to go week one the following year against the Jaguars. He told us after the game he could feel the scar tissue coming loose as he ran the ball against the Jaguars. So he's the rarest of the rare. We need to temper our expectations with Mahomes and Parsons, especially Mahomes, when you consider, Michael, how much of his game is premised on lateral movement and putting unique pressure and stress on the knee ligaments. You want to be damn sure that thing's healthy before he starts doing all those special things we've seen him do behind the line of scrimmage.
You say we need to temper our expectations. I bet you Kansas City thinks, well, he needs to temper his. We got to make sure we just kind of hold him back a little bit. Because you know Patrick Mahomes is going to do all that. Okay, physical pain, no problem. I'll deal with it. You got to put in the extra work to be ready for week one. He'll do it. He wants to be out there. I think Kansas City is going to have to really go above and beyond to make sure that he is not doing too much and trying to get on the field by any means, even if he's not 100% ready to go. So with these remade Kansas City Chiefs, it's so strange to say that they're out of the playoffs and they got a top 10 pick. I expect them. We talked about the Eagles maneuvering. I expect Kansas City to maneuver a little bit and make sure they have a backup quarterback either through free agency or the draft that they trust enough to get them through a couple of games or a few games just in case Mahomes is not ready to go week one.
Aaron Rodgers as the backup quarterback to Patrick Mahomes. I'm kidding. But maybe I'm not. Who knows? Okay, so Mahomes also said as bad as it was, the tear of the ACL and LCL were as clean as they could be. There's a lot of little things that could happen. It's just about rehabbing and getting the ACL and the LCL right. And look, it is a demanding process. He will clearly do everything in his power. He will do whatever he needs to do. From the quarterback series, we saw how hard he works during the week to get his body right. But it's going to take effort. It's going to take time. And one of the things that happened with Tom Brady after the ACL tear in 2008, that's when the avocado ice cream thing really started. And Mahomes has gotten some flack for the dad bod. And look, you need a certain amount of thickness to play quarterback in the NFL. You want to have natural armor. But it may be that as he gets through this process, he realizes, I'm 30 now. I've got this new knee ligament or ligaments, and I've got to do things a little bit differently than I have.
Yeah, and it happened at the same time. Not only did Brady have that injury, but it happened at 30, just like it did for Patrick Mahomes at 30 years old. And not only did Brady change his diet, now this is different because he's not as mobile. He wasn't as mobile as Mahomes is. But he wore, remember that big, bulky brace he started wearing on the knee, the surgically repaired knee. And it took a while. It was probably like that whole year. When Brady first came back, he would not run. Now, he was never a big runner, but he wouldn't even, times he wouldn't step up in the pocket. Times it was obvious he could pick up 3 or 4 yards. He wouldn't do it. He was very conscious of getting hit in the knee. So I wonder, with Mahomes coming back, is he going to just go back to playing the way he did and just he's not a reckless runner, but he picks his spots, especially when it's late in the game and he feels like I need to run here to give my team a spark. He'll do it. I wonder if psychologically or even strategically he says, "Hey, it's not worth it anymore. I'm gonna win it in a different way."
I remember when Carson Palmer tore his ACL playoffs 2005. Kimo von Oelhoffen came in low like Bernard Pollard did a few years later with Tom Brady. Blows out the ACL. When Palmer came back, it took him a year to trust stepping up with the plant leg. He was seeing ghosts around his knee. And for Mahomes, you're going to be seeing ghosts all over the place because as you're running and do I have enough cushion and can I get rid of the ball and watch my knee, it's not going to be easy. And he's going to have to feel that he is as good as new and he's as good as he's ever been, and he's at no risk whatsoever of anything happening to the surgically repaired knee. It's not going to be easy. And it's one of the reasons why I have so much respect for the men who play the game. They work to get their bodies to 100%, and they go out and play knowing that it's inevitable that percentage is going to be reduced, anywhere from 99 to 1. And then they're going to work to get it back to 100 and go do it all over again. Hi, it's Mike Florio. Thanks for watching PFT on YouTube. Hit subscribe for the latest news and analysis from Pro Football Talk.